Hello and welcome to this reading. Thank you for joining. All right. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Whitney Moon. This is a collective reading. Okay. So only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If the shoe fits, wear it, like I always like to say. But if it doesn't, no worries. I have personal readings up and going right now over the holidays. If anybody's interested, let me know. Okay. And take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is, I got a holiday theme going on right now. Ooh. It's going to be somebody that you're dealing with. Okay. So just remember, you can change the characters around if you'd like. And I have to say it as an analogy. So like I said, if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, don't worry. What do we got on the bottom? Ooh, we got retaliation on the bottom of the deck. That was brought up in the last reading, so we're going to see here. Now we're going to start. Main theme, please. Honestly, there's the crow. That's also retaliation. Okay, retaliation stays. Sickness with suppressed emotions. Sickness, suppressed emotions. Well, you know, Eric definitely suppresses a lot of emotion in the movie, right? He really has to contain himself with these sick people. Okay, he can't go batshit crazy right away. He has to slowly let the crow show him the way. Okay, so why do we have this going on right now? Why, oh, why, oh, why? Signs, dead end. Okay, so they're getting, or you're getting a sign that this is the dead end for them. Okay, so obviously you're dealing with some very sick, like, people. I mean, look at who Eric has to deal with. Like, I mean, they're all like fucking strung out, crackhead, fucking meth banging, fucking, you know, just really shitty, low class, awful people. Okay. And it kind of seems like that's the end of this. Okay. Emotional as fuck. I mean, they are emotional as fuck because they're on so many goddamn drugs. Okay. They're on so many fucking drugs that it's just like, I mean, I live with a bunch of meth heads. Trust me, a bunch of crackheads. Like my house, like this house that is all broken up into these little apartments. And like my fucking landlord is mad shady. There are crackheads everywhere. They're fucking like one of the girl next door. She sells, they're all dealers, like all of them. They all deal something different. I think the guy at the front deals coke. And then the guys in this house deal marijuana, and then she deals like meth. Like I don't fucking like it's like you should have saw my fucking like this whole, I call it fucking ghetto Melrose place was just filled up with people yesterday because the fucking sun was out. I had no idea who these fucking people were. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and they're all fucking emotional as fuck. Okay, all of them. So what's the past? That is the past. Oops. Okay, they got caught up in a lie, guilt tripping. Okay, so we have the spider with the potato and the sword with the guilt trip in reverse. Oh no, the potato is in reverse. So I almost feel like someone is lying to you. They're guilt tripping you. Okay, and they got caught up in a web of lies. Okay, so presently, you're going through this because, look at that. They are going to go through a tower moment, or you are going to go through a tower moment, okay? Like, you could be in a really sketchy place, right? Like, I drew Gandalf in the top of that tower up there. You know, when he's standing on top of the tower of Sauron takes over. Or Solomon, is it... I forget. I haven't seen The Lord of the Rings in so long, but anyways, traps him on the top of that tower, and then the eagles come, okay, to save him. So I almost feel like, you know, somebody's tower is going to come down, and the future of that is... Okay, so this looks like it's you. like, I feel like they might have trapped you in the top of this tower with this guilt trip, putting you in such a somebody put you in a very dangerous position over a guilt trip. Okay. And then look at that, the 4-leaf clover with the invitation. Like, oh, I specifically had to go and get this green paint because I couldn't leave the 4-leaf clover gold anymore. I had to change it to green. And like, look at that, invited to the good luck charm, literally. Okay, because of this web, a bullshit homemade with love in reverse. Like, they did not put the love and tenderness and enjoyment into your relationship. Okay, they guilt tripped you. So is Santa seeing these people as naughty or nice? Shit hits the fan. Okay, so I'm guessing that's not a good thing. I mean, when shit hits the fan, but like this, once it comes out that they guilt tripped you, and that's the truth, like they can't lie about it anymore. It was a fucking straight up guilt trip. Shit is gonna hit the fan. That's how they see it. Their web of lies are done. The universe isn't gonna hide them anymore. Okay, so above the surface, we've got the Blair Witch. So they're going to get fucked with. Now they're going to get fucked with. You know, it's like you have been messed with for long enough. You've been in that forest being chased around by this witch for long enough. You don't get to do it anymore. They now have to, so they are now going to deal with this. Okay. So visibly on the surface, for them, what's this going to look like with the Blair Witch? Ha! Oh my God, look at this, running scared. They're going to be running for their lives. And that's what's so awesome about it. It's like, there's the sun. Like, that's what they deserve. That's what they deserve. They think they're going to get bright, sunny, beautiful days, and they get running scared. They start running scared, literally. And you could have ran scared for quite a while. City to city, town to town, house to house, always running, always, you know, like someone's fucking chasing you. Okay, so what's hiding? What can't we see? There is something in the mist. Okay, so there is something hiding. And the thing is that I think this person is really a monster underneath it all. Okay, and I think that's what's been hiding this whole time. Like, they've been guilt tripping you because they're a monster. And I was thinking about this man who conned me into buying him food at this hotel this one time because he said that welfare dropped him off and he hadn't had any food and blah, blah, blah. It gives me this huge guilt trip. And then I'm pretty sure fucking Spirit told me the other day that he was a pedophile. They're like, why do you think he was there? Why do you think nobody fucking gave a shit about him? Why do you think he had no food? Like, fucking, he thinks everyone's just gonna fucking take care of him all the time. And I was like, and I did. I went to the fucking store and I bought him food. And I was living at a hotel or a motel at the time because my aunt had kicked me out of the house and I had nowhere to go. So my sister and I went to a hotel or motel, well, Motel 6. And we worked Uber Eats, driving a car, or both of us did it for like 10, 11 hours a day, and to pay for living at that motel because my aunt couldn't do it anymore. The water bill was too much. For the third time in a row, I've lived with her where she's kicked me out because her water bill was too much. Says the bitch who takes a shower in the morning and a bath at night. I would literally jump into the shower. I would be in there for 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes at the max, and jump back out, and then scared that she would come and yell at me because I used too much water. So trust me, people's guilt trips and how they can just fuck with you and say, well, listen, it's not your house. It's not your house. It's not your rules. It's not this. It's not that. You don't decide to say anything. Just completely try to take your rights away from you because they own something, and that thing they own, they hurt you under. Okay? So below the surface, you know, the reason why this tower is here is because look at that, homemade with love in reverse came out again. Because they did not make you with love. They had no intention on bringing you love. It wasn't about love to them. It was a fucking guilt trip. ultimatum after ultimatum after ultimatum after guilt trip. Okay, so what is Santa bringing these people? Another sign for witchcraft. A witch's territory. So I don't know, man. They could be visited by something that starts to scare the shit out of them. Look at that. Incoming magic. A witch's territory. Give me one more. Look at that. Love in reverse. We got the Mothman prophecies in reverse with social media in reverse. So they are not... what Santa is bringing them is a taste of their own medicine, I just heard. So something is coming in that they get start. I don't know, man. I don't know if this person starts to read tarot readings or if like you use your social media to kind of start communicating with them to be like, you know, people who blah, blah, blah die an early death of karma. Like, I don't know if you're saying, like, I don't know if you're like kind of almost predicting their deaths yourself because of this no love, right? That's what leads them to starting to run scared. Like you're going to do something like almost like they start hallucinating or, you know, they just start, I mean, they're being fucked with. So, I mean, I rewatched Blair Witch Project last night because I had taken a little time off her because she scares me so much. And what I really... like, I forget about that movie. Like, I'm an empath. So when I watch movies, I can feel things, right? That, I mean, they're fake, right? Because it's a fake movie. For some reason, I feel like it's cutting me in the fucking chest. And when I was watching Blair Witch last night and they go into that house at the very end, holy fuck. When my sister watched the making of Blair Witch, they had to actually cut. Okay, they did not know that the crew was there. Heather and Mike did not know that the film crew was there, that they were the ones that were fucking with them the whole time. They really thought it was the Blair Witch because it was a scouted out project. Literally, it was not like Blair Witch was not scripted. They're not reading scripts. They're actually recording it themselves. Okay. They got left. It was a scavenger hunt and they got left these places that they had to go every single day. Right. And that's the whole part of the movie, but you just don't know that there's a film crew, but on the outside, okay, these film crew and the actors, they don't meet head on head. Okay, so they're not even actually really actors, right? They're really not. They're being themselves, right? Which people don't really know about. So in the very end, when they're in that house, the director has to cut and go and hug Heather and be like, listen, it's us, because she was going to have a heart attack. She was so scared. She was hyperventilating. Right? Because Mike had disappeared and Mike was her lifeline. And now all of a sudden she can't see Mike. She can't hear Mike and she's hyperventilating. So they have to cut, they have to stop. And then she has to redo it knowing that Mike was downstairs or she wouldn't have been able to do it. She was too scared. Okay. There are things that can scare you to death that you cannot see, but you believe them. You believe them so much because of the fuckery. You get so messed with, right? That you end up running scared. Running, always scared. That's what it is like in the movie. They're just running all the time. They're scared. They're always scared because they don't know what's fucking with them. Okay? So, moral of the story is you're dealing with somebody right now who has massively put you in a place from a guilt trip. Okay, a web of lies put them in this guilt trip. And there's a prophecy right now coming true that I think they're not going to make it out the same person. Okay. That's I don't know why Spare One talked about this today, but the thing that I feel the most is that people's suppressed emotions or things that people do to you, if you feel something below the surface when you see somebody, something could be there. Okay, because we suppress emotion for a reason, and it's to just basically sometimes just to live, just to fucking go to work. You have to suppress something, right? And I almost feel like whoever these people who guilt tripped you, they got caught up in a web and somebody figured out that it was a guilt trip, that they didn't really need the help, right? That they didn't really deserve the help, that you needed the help, but they kept you in this sense that you didn't deserve any help. You had to just do it all on your own. You had to stay in the energy. You had to keep making everything for them. They're now going to maybe have a rude awakening. I don't know if it's your social media. I don't know if you end up calling them out. I don't know if you say something, but they get the message. And the thing is that it's going to be too late, because these are things we bring up, readings that have been over decades, like 10s, 20, 30, 40 fucking years of people holding on to the same shit, right? But not letting go, because they're not just going to let go of somebody who attempted to kill them or who ruined their lives. You don't just let that go. Like they say, time heals all. Like, yeah, it does for some, but for other people, it never goes away. Never goes away. Oh, they said, look at the bottom of the deck and look at, it's the path. It's the beautiful path all lit up. And, maybe that's spirit telling you that there's a new path coming, and that path is it's going to be lit up for one, so you can see it, right? And it's going to lead you somewhere. Ooh, look at that. Synchronicities underneath it with brainstorm, the old switch around with the eye. So there definitely is a countdown. Okay. There's a watchful eye. There's karma here. Okay. And, that's weird. There's a little bit of karma here, and people have to pay their price. They have to pay their price. They got to pay the piper. They have to pay their price for their mistakes. And if they don't want to, take responsibility for it, sometimes spirit goes, okay, well, that's nice, but you're not getting out of this, whether you think you can or not. Like, people who break the law, they break the law. Like, I mean, sometimes, sure, you get away with it for a little while, but then spirit figures it out, or cops figure it out, or, you end up bragging. And that's another thing, is like, people, this energy can finally get brought up after so many years, because people just start kind of like bragging about it, on how they treated their son, or how they treated their daughter, or what they did to their father or something. And then somebody goes like, what? And then it's like, another spirit hears it and goes like, wait a second, that's what you're talking about. That's what you got, that's what you're saying to people about your past or about your life. Like, really? Right? I don't know, man. Sometimes the shit plays out really fucking weird. So anyways, that's why I say, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, don't worry. Okay? It doesn't resonate for everybody. And personal readings are on WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com. For all those who made it to the very end, let's get a crow message. There we go. Crow message for the collective to do with this reading. We've got number 49, territory. With perspective and routine. So, I mean, you could be moving, right? Because now all of a sudden, this person's not guilt tripping you anymore. Like, guilt tripping could, look at, and then I just stopped with luck on the bottom. This guilt trip could have costed you something, right? And now all of a sudden, a lot of these offers are going to come into you, and you're going to get this whole different perspective on daily routine and nightly routine and sticking in order with all this shit. It might just be like, the world is mine, like, I'm not going to let this person do this to me anymore. I've changed my perspective on it. I've changed my view on it, right? I've changed my routine now. It doesn't involve this person anymore. I've put up a territory, I've told this person, you're not to do this to me anymore. Like, you can go running scared now. You can make it seem like, if I lost all my money, I'm going to die or end up homeless. Fucking, that's really what's going to happen to you, like, there's the luck of the draw. Like, somebody has seen something, okay, and they've witnessed something, and it could be this person talking shit, talking shit, you know, like you just give them a little bit and they'll start running their mouth about people and places and shit that they did, right? Because they get comfortable and cocky and, oh, my son pays the rent for me every month because I told him he deserves to. I was a good father to him, you know, and then they don't really realize that that person that they're talking to is like best friends with their son's girlfriend. Right. And then they go tell the son's girlfriend, hey, by the way, you know, your dad said you deserve to pay for their rent. You deserve this. You deserve that. And then, you know, the girlfriend goes and tells the son, hey, by the way, your dad heard it through the grapevine. Is talking shit about you paying all his bills. Could you imagine that? Yeah, I can't imagine that because people are that petty. They really look that gift horse in the mouth and they fucking kick it anyways. And it's like, you just don't even fucking see something good if you tried, right? Very narcissistic, one-sided people. So, I mean, again, the analogy has to come out some way. Okay, so if it you know, resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, it's not for everybody. And personal readings, WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com. I think I said that twice. I'm taking a rest from social media, or I would put that up, but I don't really care to talk about it. So, anyways, peace out. Be good to one another. Hang 10. Awesome. Thanks for subscribing, liking, doing whatever you do. You're great. Be good.